This is the Radio 1 News Update. I'm Aaron Leviton. More than 60 cattle, both cows and buffalo, have succumbed to an outbreak of foot and mouth disease in Stung Treng province. A further 200 cattle have been vaccinated by provincial authorities in an attempt to ring-fence the outbreak. The outbreak is centred on Siampang district's Chantu village, and the alarm was raised by the local commune chief after he visited during his campaigning for the June election. Foot and mouth outbreaks are not uncommon in the kingdom, and the authorities are advising the owners of dead beasts to move their bodies to prevent the spread of outbreak and not to consume the meat.
And now, a quick word from our sponsors.
With ABA Mobile Banking, my money goes where I go. Out with the family and need to top up the wife's card? No problem. Top up my mobile, pay the electricity bill and the internet bill while relaxing. Done, and done. No problem. My teenage daughter left her card at home and needs some cash. No problem. Receive push notifications when clients pay into my account. Definitely no problem.
With ABA mobile app, you can easily transfer funds between ABA accounts, pay your bills, receive notifications every time you receive or transfer funds, and more. ABA Mobile. The bank is wherever you are.
Coming up next, international news.
Ordinarily, Ariana Grande wouldn't be featuring outside our entertainment news, but through no fault of her own, she is now a global headline thanks to a suspected terrorist attack. The 23-year-old American pop star and former TV child star had finished performing a concert in the English city of Manchester when the explosion occurred. Concert-goers, many of them children, were leaving the Manchester Arena, formerly the MEN Arena, when a blast was heard in the main foyer area, shattering windows and throwing people down. One man told the BBC he had arrived at the arena to pick up his daughter and her mother, who had accompanied her to the show, and described checking the faces of the dead and injured after not being able to find them. Eventually, he found them outside. The foyer of the 18,000-seat arena connects directly to the Victoria train station and tram station, and British Transport Police closed the station down completely and cancelled all trains. A crime scene was immediately established at the arena, and anti-terrorism police began moving the crowds of concert-goers back to a perimeter as forensic teams went to work. One witness told the BBC that while he waited for his family to exit the arena, the force of the blast threw him 30 feet, or around 9 metres, from one set of doors to the next. An early casualty count listed 22 people as being dead and a further 59 injured. British Prime Minister Theresa May cancelled her campaigning for the general election in order to chair a meeting of the UK's Cobra Emergency Committee. Opposition leader Jeremy Corbyn tweeted, quote, "Terrible incident in Manchester. My thoughts are with all those affected and our brilliant emergency services." Ariana Grande herself tweeted, quote, "Broken. From the bottom of my heart, I am so sorry. I don't have words." British police released a statement saying that the explosion was the work of a single male suicide bomber. The corruption trial of impeached former South Korean President Park Geun-hye has begun. It was Park's first public appearance since her arrest in March, and she arrived at the court handcuffed in the back of a prison van. Ms. Park is facing a total of 18 charges, including bribery, abuse of power, coercion, and leaking of state secrets, for her part of a corruption scandal that began focused on Park's lifelong friend Choi Soon-sil. Choi is facing the same case in the same court. Both stand accused of extorting some of Korea's largest companies into giving money to Park by way of Choi in return for access and favours. The maximum penalty in South Korea for bribery is life in prison. Donald Trump's former national security advisor, retired General Mike Flynn, has shown that he is totally not guilty of any illegal links to Russia by refusing to hand over documents and emails to the Senate inquiry investigating alleged Russian manipulation of the US election by invoking his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Flynn had previously sought an immunity deal before he testified. Like all things Trump-related, what makes the situation worse or hilariously better, depending on your point of view, is that during the campaign, the one the Senate is investigating, Flynn led crowds of Trump supporters in chants of lock her up about Hillary Clinton, and told the program Meet the Press, quote, and I really am quoting him, "When you are given immunity, that means you probably committed a crime." Well, so much for irony. This has been the Radio 1 News Update. Stay tuned for more news on Radio 1 FM 103.7.
The news was brought to you by ABA Bank, a partnership you can trust.